Okay, I think let's get started. It's almost 12:01. So welcome to Wednesday, October 16th. So I'm trying to keep in with this theme that I sort of stumbled into. On Monday we talked about this the pitfalls of uh, dichotomous thinking, right? So right, wrong, good, bad. And then yesterday I talked about attention and how when we bump into certain situations, our attention, of course, gets hijacked. That's a totally normal reaction by our nervous system, and it can also into trouble. And so here's a quote from Tara Brach: "Reacting to pain as wrong initiates the trance of unworthiness." I love that phrase, the trance of unworthiness. The moment we believe something is wrong, our world shrinks and we lose ourselves in the effort to combat the pain. So I think she's sort of capturing these two ideas from Monday and Tuesday of, first off, this trance of unworthiness, something I'm very familiar with. And the more I've learned to see it and recognize it, the more I can do something about it rather than just falling into the same hole over and over again. And then this idea of losing ourselves in the effort to combat the pain. It's just a more eloquent way of saying our attention gets hijacked. And so as soon as we think something is wrong or bad or whatever it might be, our attention goes there and then we fixate on that. And then before we know it, we're spending all of our time and energy and effort just fixating on that rather than focusing on where we want to go. And now there's something about that fixation on negativity. There's sort of some things I want to point out and hopefully provide some concrete tools for how to work with negativity when we fixate on it. So there's three P's of negativity. The first one is when something happens, something that's negative, our mind has this tendency to make it personal, right? This is happening to me or because of me. It's not just happening because it's happening, or that's that it's very much like this is happening to me. It's also oftentimes pervasive, meaning this thing that is happening right now that feels negative or feels bad is representative of my life in general. It's not just this situation or this particular interaction with this person. It is actually this always happens, and I never, right? It's those types of um, statements. And then the other P here is permanence. So especially when we get depressed and anxious, there's this tendency to focus on this situation that we're in, or the felt sense of that anxiety and depression. And we assume that things are always going to be this way, right? It's not like we have a hard time moving out of the state of, no, this is just a temporary situation. And I bet in 5 minutes or 5 hours, things will be different. But instead, our mind fixates on, yep, this is happening because of me, or people are doing something to me. This is pretty much how my life is, and it's always going to be this way. And so if we know these three P's, then we can also counteract them just by posing a question, or just exploring, is it true that this is personal, pervasive, and permanent? So I thought today we'd just try that out. And so let's do a meditation or a practice there. So as usual, let's start off with maybe 90 seconds of just grounding. So close your eyes. And bring your attention inward, maybe to the belly, the chest. Just notice what the body feels like in this moment. You're not trying to change it. You're just taking stock of what's there, what you're noticing. Noticing the body breathing. The It does the cycle of in-breath and out-breath many times a day. I'd say 97% of the time we're completely unaware the body's doing this. Just bring your attention to actually noticing the body breathing. And if your mind feels busy, just acknowledge that as well. It's okay. Again, there's no right or wrong way of being, and we're just going to play with some ideas and some awareness of these concepts. And so bring to mind a situation, maybe an interaction with someone that felt negative. Maybe you were at the DMV. Maybe it was a coworker or a boss. Maybe it was a spouse or a partner. Doesn't matter, but just find in your memory an experience that left you feeling down, activated, maybe a little anxious or even depressed. And see if you can go back in your memory into that situation. And we want to just explore a little bit how the mind engages with negativity. You're going back and noticing, where were you? Who were you with? What was being said? By whom? And where in your body did you feel this negativity? Butterflies in your belly, or a tightness in your chest, tightness in your jaw or throat, hands. And let's explore this first aspect of this negative experience, which is it being personal. Noticing if you're taking it personally in any way. And that can come in a couple of forms. Either I did something wrong, or this person's always upset with me for these reasons. But it can also be personal about them. So maybe your mind is focusing on, they always do this. They never treat me well. They never hold back. They're never kind. Just notice if that personal energy is present. Just acknowledge it. And then just ask yourself the question, what if this isn't personal? What if this has nothing to do with me? What if it has nothing to do with them? What if it's just an experience or a situation? Try to think of other people just like the weather. The weather's not personal. It's cloudy, it's hot, it's rainy. It just is. It's just happening. And so it is, I think, with other people. They're just being them. They're just experiencing their life in that situation. personal. And see if you can touch into that as a possibility. And then see if there's a part of you in this situation that also experiences this as pervasive, meaning this conflict or this negativity in this situation is not just limited to this particular incident. Rather, it's got there's sort of an afterglow to it, which is this feels really familiar. This always happens. This always happens with this person or these situations. And see if you can find any truth in that. And then pose the question and say, what if this isn't pervasive? What if this is just isolated to this specific instance? This is a unique experience in time. It's not at all representative of other aspects of my life. This is really just compartmentalize this into this particular situation with this person. Personal, it's not pervasive. And then the third P is permanence. Oftentimes in the afterglow of negativity, there's this hopelessness that sets in. We feel defeated. We feel overwhelmed. And there's an element of this energy of permanence in it. Oh, things are always this way. They're always going to be this way. I'm never going to be able to do anything different or experience things differently. It's just the way things are. Always have been, always will. And then again, just posing the question, is that true? It can feel true, but is it in fact true, or is it possible, again, that this is just an isolated incident with this person having an effect on me, and this will pass. Things always change, and impermanence cuts both ways. So-called negative things will eventually resolve into something neutral or positive. Just taking a step back and thinking about this negativity, this negative interaction with this person, and again, just noticing it's not personal, nothing to do with me, not representative of all aspects of my life. This is just happening in this particular situation with this person. Things aren't always going to be this way. This will resolve into another experience energetically and psychologically and emotionally. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, letting go of any remnants of this negativity. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep inhale through the nose. Long, slow exhale. And holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. If you're holding on to any negativity, like reactivating this memory, a little pro tip here is you can also try to just squeeze your hands really tightly, and then on the exhale, just shake them out. Sort of, the goal here is obviously not to stew in that negativity, but rather just to notice how the three P's are usually present in some form or another when we're stuck in that place of negativity. Hope that was useful, and see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. I'll stick around if anyone wants to chat.